Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Play Super Draft. That's the show that's all about helping you navigate the next big thing in the ever-expanding world of daily fantasy sports. Super Draft is out to deliver winning experiences to every sports fan by getting you closer to the game and advancing daily fantasy sports as we know it. Get ready to explore your wildest lineups with less restrictions, all intended to give you an experience like none other. And joining us once again to take us inside Super Draft, you wanted him back, you demanded him, you flooded me with requests. Here he is. He was the first Blake in country music. I'm just saying it. Kevin Blake Weldon, the #1 recruiting coach for Super Draft. Kevin, thank you for joining us. Great to see you, my friend.
Absolutely, Tim. I wouldn't miss it. We had such a great time yesterday, and I love talking sports. I love talking fantasy, and I love talking about how you can make money even when you don't win. And so we're going to cover a little bit about that today. But we're really going to get into more of the gameplay and let the viewers and the listeners see and hear more about the actual app and the gameplay itself. So I'm glad to be here, Tim.
Okay, you walked me through some stuff yesterday. Guess what I did first thing this morning?
You got an email that said, "Congratulations, you won money."
Well, I wasn't in the game, but now I am.
Now you are. That's fantastic.
I'm signed up. I got my lineup in for tonight. I listened to somebody yesterday. I went to RotoWire, checked out who's hot, who's not, went through the whole thing, went on the app, searched my players out, found them, added them. Oh, buddy, look out.
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Hey, let me just tell you this right now, bro. So yesterday, and I'll be honest, not every day do I do great. All right. I won $0 yesterday. I had Garrett Cole. And if you guys watched that Yankees game, Garrett Cole, something happened. I haven't heard the latest, but something happened. He tweaked something, came out of the game, and he only scored like less than 4 points, fantasy points, which, yeah, I was really disappointed because normally when Garrett Cole pitches, he pitches deep into games. He'll go at least 6-7 innings. He'll usually have double-digit strikeouts, doesn't give up, many hits and runs. And so he's usually a really good bet. But yesterday was not one of those days. And so I did not place in the money in any of the 4 categories that I entered, which is okay because I'm still up for the month. I've actually won a little bit of money this month with Super Draft. And so I know I'm not going to win every day. And that's the thing I love about Super Draft Pro, Tim, is that we have a way to get paid even when we don't win. And we'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on.
We are, but stay with me about the lineups now. So I put my lineup in this morning on one contest, attempted to get into another, and it did not allow me to get in. And it said, but your lineup has been saved for another contest. So where I'm seeing, so I get where it says free entry, that's one of my 4 free plays.
Okay.
So I should be putting a lineup in every one of those.
You should be putting a lineup in each of those because I believe you got the Elite subscription. So that's going to allow you an entry in each of the packages. And so you can select the same exact lineup, Tim, or you can click, enter a different lineup and you can actually create a different combination of players. Some people like that strategy. Some people like to take their very best lineup and enter it into all 4 categories because if you come in first place in the Elite, chances are you're probably going to come in first place in the premium. You may or may not come in first place in the basic or the free because there's a lot more people that are playing in the free category and in the basic category. And that's kind of why I like to select different lineups. I give myself a different combination of players in case something happens like a Garrett Cole or you like maybe Jose Altuve, who's been on a tear. Maybe he goes 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts and gets you no points. Sometimes I like to put a combination of players in and select different lineups. That gives me more options to place in the money. Well,
I was so proud of myself, and you've just told me, no, son, you got more work to do. So I will get back on this. I promise you that much. I'm very excited to be in the game. Yesterday you talked about your background. Very interesting, a college baseball. And I didn't tell you yesterday, but I'll just drop this one on you real quick. In 1993, I took a job in Waco, Texas, KXXV-TV, and was down there. Got there 1 month before the whole shootout of the Branch Davidians, but covered MCC, McLennan Community College Baseball, junior college baseball. That's no joke. Watched Nolan Ryan's son Reed pitch down there before he went on to the University of Texas. So you pitched down there at the JCC level in Texas, injured yourself.
And I was in Alvin, and that's Nolan Ryan's hometown. So that's where I played at Alvin Community College. Okay. So I was in the hometown of Nolan Ryan.
Okay, so my only brush with him in that sense, he got mad at me. I had the camera on him, and he just turned to me and said, "That's enough." And just the way he
Wow.
said it, I shut down the
Yeah.
camera and I just
Yeah.
kind of
You didn't
spoke
want to be
away.
another Robin Ventura incident, did you?
No.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, man, my whole life, I will never, ever forget that. And I'm like, if that's not a great example for every young person to learn, I don't care how good you are, how big your ego is. Somebody like Nolan Ryan, you don't charge the mound. You don't charge the mound.
He
I mean,
paid
that
for it.
pop, I'll never forget that, bro. My whole life. I mean, there have been a few instances I've watched live sports over the years that I'll never forget. You know, I'll never forget that incident. I'll never forget the home run and the Dodgers.
Kirk Gibson.
Gibson hitting that home run. I was watching that live. The guy comes limping out. And I'll be honest, Tim, when I want to get inspired, I'll go back to YouTube and I'll watch that. And I've probably watched that 100 times over the course of my life. But those are things that you never forget. You know, Tony Dorsett had a 99-yard touchdown run against, I think it was against the Vikings.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Monday Night Football. I remember watching that. There's some things that happen in sports that will stay with you for the rest of your life. And that's one of the things that I love about Super Draft, about fantasy sports in general, is all of the stories and the memories that we all have, you know, from the moment, you know, that we went to I went to my first baseball game at 7 years old at Houston Astrodome. I remember watching J.R. Richards pitch.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I mean, I just get chills thinking about some of the experiences I've had over the course of my lifetime, Tim. And that's one thing that brings people together is sports.
Yeah. Here we are, Super Draft. That's what it's going to do, is bring us together and compete with and against our friends. So if you would, you're going to take us inside the app today and show us kind of what I was doing this morning, how to kind of maneuver around and how we do these things. But before we do that, remind us, if you would, of just a couple things, starting with how Super Draft was created intentionally to be different than its predecessors, the big names. I don't have to say their names. Everybody knows that they're out there. They make $25 million each last year. So why is Super Draft intentionally different?
You know, I think probably the biggest thing, Tim, is just the social aspect of it, and also creating an even playing field for the average guy that wants to get in and try daily fantasy sports. As we know, the big boys on the block out there have gotten, I mean, they're bringing in billions of dollars. And they're also spending hundreds of millions of dollars to acquire new players. And those new players are turning over as fast as they're bringing new ones in, because you get a guy come in, he may enter a $5 contest, a $25 contest, and he may do this for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And he keeps seeing a lot of the same big names that are hitting these big jackpots. And they realize that they're spending a lot more money and they're hardly ever winning anything. And it's kind of taking the fun out of it. Of course, everybody would love to hit a big jackpot, or not a jackpot, but hit a big prize.
Sure.
But when you've got these so-called sharks, these shark-infested waters, where you have these guys, this is their business, all right? This is what they do. They've got a staff of people that are going through all of the data. They've got algorithms. They've got insider information. They're going in and they're entering dozens of lineups. In some cases, you know, for these bigger 100,000, 200,000, they may enter 150, 200 different combinations of lineups. And so the chances of the average guy out there hitting one of those is slim to none. And so Steve Wang, who invented the ergonomic keyboard and mouse, this guy's a tech genius. He sold that company just recently for, 9 figures. We'll just say that. He saw a need for a daily fantasy that the average everyday guy could get into and play and have a chance to actually have some fun and maybe win a little bit of money. And so they've introduced the subscription model, which makes Super Draft legal in all 50 states. I believe we touched on that yesterday.
We did.
But there are no sharks in here, because through the subscription model, you can only get one lineup with your subscription in each of the categories. So you can't come in and put in 15, 20, 30, 50 lineups, so it kind of evens out the playing field. And they also have some patent pending games that they have. And one of these is the multiplier system. See, we don't use the salary cap. So you can literally pick any of the players you want to. You don't have to worry about running out of money because of the multiplier. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into it.
Yes. So it's based on performance. It doesn't cap you.
Sure.
You're not restricted. It's based on how your guys do. And you ran into the wrong side of that. So
you get to draft your way with Super Draft. You draft the players that you want, that you trust, that you're familiar with. You draft them in your way, and you're not going to run out of money to, like, if you want to get the Garrett Coles and the Jose Altuves and the Tatises. I mean, you want to get all the top guys. Now with this multiplier system, that may not be the best thing to do. So we'll talk a little bit about that.
I'll just take a shot at, I lived down in Texas for 11 months. You could literally hit the car button station and hear them talk Cowboys 24/7 every day, no matter what time of the year. So I know a lot of them are going to load up that lineup tomorrow night. No matter who the Cowboys are playing, they're putting their Cowboys in there. Same thing with their neighbors to the east, the Green Bay Packer backers. They're going to load that thing every week with Green Bay Packer players. So you can do whatever it is you want to do.
But here's the cool thing about daily fantasy. When you do these games, you have to have at least one player from the other team. You can't load it up with just all the players on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or you can't load it up with all Cowboys. You have to have at least one player when it's a champion mode game, when it's one team versus another team.
So tomorrow night.
When it's for tomorrow night with the Cowboys and the Buccaneers, you could have 4, because you'll be able to pick 5 players for the game tomorrow when it's a head-to-head. They call that the championship mode. The top player that you're going to pick is going to get 50% bonus points. All right. So if you think that Tom Brady is going to throw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns, you may want to pick Tom Brady. All right. Because he's going to get 50% bonus points on the points that he scores in that game. Now, on the other hand, if you think there's a receiver or running back that's going to have a big game and the quarterbacks are going to be, maybe throw 250, but then you've got a running back that might run for 150 and 3 touchdowns, then his points get multiplied times 50%. There is some strategy here is what I'm saying. But because it's two teams playing each other, you're going to have at least one player. So if you hate the Dallas Cowboys, you're still going to have to pick one of their players. And this is the thing I love about it, Tim. Especially like when the Cowboys play the Vikings or the Packers or the Eagles. I have to pick somebody on that other team. And do you think I'm going to go pick somebody that I want to do bad? No. I'm going to go pick Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to go pick Tom Brady. I'm going to go pick somebody on that team that I think is going to score me points. And then what's cool about it is when I'm watching this game and I've got Aaron Rodgers and he throws an 86-yard touchdown pass, in the past I'm going to be freaking pissed off and cussing and screaming at the TV. Now I'm going I hate it, but I just got 80 points, So it changes. It changes the fan experience. It does
indeed.
And it adds an extra element that we've never experienced before. Some people, actually, everybody likes it, Tim. That's why this is growing in popularity.
That's why we're here. And we have a lot of ground to cover, and we're already well into this, but we've been talking sports as people do. So take us inside and start showing us how you'd fill up a lineup for, say, a baseball game tonight.
All righty, let's do this. I'm going to let me turn off my camera real quick here. Let's see here. Give me just a second here.
Sure.
I can't remember how to do this now.
I'm putting you on the spot.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Stop the camera. All right. We're going to do a screen share. So if you will give me just a second, I'm going to pull up I'm going to share, and I'm going to pull up the Super Draft. Can you see this on your screen now?
I can.
Okay, perfect. Fantastic. We are there. So, guys, this is the desktop version. One of the cool things about Super Draft is you can actually use it on your phone. You can download it to your tablet, your iPhone or your Android. You can pull it up on your desktop computer, your laptop computer. There's plenty of different ways you can get in. So we're on the desktop. This is the desktop version. And I'm actually logged in right now to Natalie's account because she's got more money in her account than I do. So if you look up here in the balance area, you'll see Natalie's got
your better half. Excuse me, Blake. She's your better half.
Yes. She's my better half. She's upstairs right now in a Zoom herself. But as you can see where it says balance up in the top right corner, $220.97. That's winnings from her. Well, I'll be honest with you. I select most of her lineups for her.
Come on.
She gets a little upset with me because I showed you guys my checks yesterday. I've actually won probably 4 times as much money. So she thinks I'm intentionally not helping her. I'm like, Natalie, why would I do that? I'm picking good lineups for you. I just happen to have won a little bit more than you have. So anyway, we're looking at the Super Draft app. I'm going to come up here and just make sure that we're on the home screen here. Now, there's 2 different pieces to Super Draft that I want everybody to understand. We have the paid entry contests, and there are about 35 or 36 states that will allow paid daily fantasy entry. But we also have the subscription side. As you can see right here, you've got these badges, Tim. This is the free subscription. This will allow you to enter one game every day, and there's $50 up for grabs every day. So $1,500 a month is up for grabs for playing for free. Then we've got a premium pass subscription. The premium subscription is $50 a month. This will give you an opportunity to get in and win your share of $500 every day. All right, we've got an elite pass that's $100 a month. This will get you 4 entries every day. Now you're competing for your share of $1,000 every day, Tim. And then we've got the basic pass, which is $19.95. This gets you into 2 games every day, and now you're competing for $200 every day. So these are the different subscriptions, and this is what makes SuperDraft legal in all 50 states, because you are purchasing a subscription, no different than your cable television or your internet, and depending on how many features you want, you can get the different packages. Like with DirecTV or your cable bill, excuse me, you may have you may get the movie channels, you may get some sports channels, and that, of course, that adds the cost to your monthly bill. It's the same thing here, but we start off with a free pass. So our friends and family, people that we meet, they can actually come in and play SuperDraft for free with this free pass, and they can get into one contest every day. Again, there's not a whole lot of money up for grabs, but it's free. And then, of course, the basic pass, $19.95 a month, the premium pass, $50 a month, and the elite pass, $100 a month. But again, there's $60,000 a month for grabs up with the when you get the elite. Because if you get this elite pass, Tim, you also get to play inner lineups in these other packages as well. It's not this or that. It's this and this and this and this as you add to these, as you select the packages that you want. So this will make it legal in all 50 states. So even if you're in a state that does not have paid daily fantasy, you purchase the subscription, then you do not have to deposit money, okay? You can only deposit money in states that allow for paid daily fantasy, but you can purchase a subscription in all 50 states. You can compete every day in all 50 states. You can win cash and prizes in all 50 states. And this is the future of daily fantasy sports, Tim. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and click on, I'm going to click on the Elite Pass just because there's several features that I want you guys to see. It doesn't mean that we're trying to sell you an Elite Pass. You can do whatever you want to do. But for the value and the opportunity, if you really want to get in and have lots of fun and enter more games and have the chance to win bigger cash prizes, this is the package that you want. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click on the free entry, and this is going to pull up the screen where it's going to allow you to draft the players that you want. Now, tonight is Major League Baseball, so we're going to get to pick 7 players. We're going to pick 2 pitchers. We're going to pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we're going to get 8 players when it's this is the free roll. So this isn't the championship mode. This is all of the games and the teams that are playing that start in the evening time. If there's an afternoon game, then those players won't be included because they want to make sure they give everybody enough time to enter their lineups.
Okay.
You'll also notice this countdown clock right here, Tim. That means we've got 6 hours and 46 minutes, 10, 9, 8. This is how much time we have left to submit our lineup before it locks. Once it locks, we can't make any changes and we can't add a lineup. So we're going to get to select 8 players. You're going to get 2 pitchers and you're going to get 6 hitters. All right. So if you want to know if the players are starting, make sure that you click on only probables. The P that's lit up white means that these are the probable pitchers that are going to be starting, and they're already here for you. If you want to double check that, you can go to RotoWire and get a confirmed starting lineup. So sometimes you want to come back and double check your lineups maybe an hour and a half before the game starts, just to make sure that Yu Darvish is not a scratch at the last minute. Okay. Yep. So if you pick Yu Darvish and he winds up being a late scratch and you have him in your lineup, you're going to get 0 points, which is going to pretty much kill your chances of winning, in the top 10 places. You can still possibly be in the money if you get 4 or 5 batters that hit 2 home runs each, but that doesn't happen very often. Another thing that you can do that's really interesting about this, again, you get to pick any of the players that you want to that are starting. If you want to know more about Yu Darvish, you can actually come over here and click on his name, and it will actually pull up some of the latest news on him, his recent performances, kind of what he's done, the next game of who he's playing against. So if you want to go research and see how he does against the Angels, you can go do your own research. But this will give you some information of what he's done to give
Kevin,
you a better feel.
Quick question. Sorry to interrupt you, but a quick question. That content that you're showing us right there, is that exclusive to the Elite package?
No, this is going to be available to everybody in whichever game you pick. So when you go to click on the lineup, you'll just simply click on the player that you're interested in, and it will show you. It'll show you the information. So that's available even on the free package.
Perfect.
So, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go. I know we're running out of time, Tim. We want to be respectful of everybody here, but there is a lot of excitement here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go down. We're going to click a couple of pictures. I'm not doing any due diligence right now, but I will tell you that these multipliers, whatever points this pitcher scores in the game, you're going to multiply it times his multiplier. So as you can see, Yu Darvish apparently is the top rated of the pitchers that are listed because he's only a 1.6. This guy here is a 1.7. Montas is a 1.75. Whatever points they score in the game, you're going to multiply that times their multiplier. This kind of evens out the playing field when you get pitchers that may not be as good as others. This will help you even out the playing field. So one of the things that people like to look at is this number in green. This is the projected points that this pitcher can do with his multiplier. So some people, what they do is they just go down and they look for the biggest green total. So here's a 39.8 for a pitcher. That looks like that might be the biggest point total. So it doesn't mean that he's going to score 39.8 points in the game. But we have some people that this is how they make their selections.
Yes.
They'll come and they'll just add him. Now, sometimes it pans out. Sometimes it doesn't, you know. Let's see here. If you know that Yu Darvish, even though he's a 1.6 and he normally gets about averages 29 points, but you know he does really well against the Angels and you think he's going to go deep in the game and have a lot of strikeouts, then you may want to go ahead and choose him. So I'm just going to go ahead and add him. Then you get to start picking your hitters. Make sure that you verify that these guys are actually in the starting lineup. This is a little bit of extra work that some people will do. Some people just go down and randomly pick their favorite names. Well, one thing you want to look for.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, and on that note, you said yesterday, you said I go to RotoWire and I look at that. So this morning I went to RotoWire. They have a who's hot, who's not. I went through the different lineups, found the players, a list of the players who seem to be going really well right now. And then, instead of scrolling up and down, I was able to just use the search element there and then put the name in. And it went right to it.
Absolutely.
I added it. It took me just no time at all to put in my lineup.
Sure. A couple of tips. When you're looking at your players, you're going to want to notice these things like this. Suspension. This guy's not playing, so don't pick him. This guy here, day to day, he could or couldn't, maybe he won't play. I usually stay away from the ones that say day to day. Unless, and listen, even if he does play, if it's day to day, there's a reason. Maybe there's an injury, there's some discomfort in a throwing or whatever. And I generally won't pick those guys just because there may be something that could hinder them from delivering. So that's something that you want to look at when you pick your players. Also, you're going to look at the multiplier, and also you're going to want to go and find out who's been hot, who's on a hitting streak, who's done well the last couple of games. You want to find those guys. Also, if you've got somebody like a Pete Alonso, maybe he's on a slump, and you may think, you know what, he's been on a slump for 5 games, hadn't hit a home run. This guy's due. I'm going to take a chance on him. So there's a little bit of strategy that goes in this, but you will be able to select any of the players you want to. So let me just go ahead and fill up my roster. Again, I usually take a lot more time than this, but once you get your roster filled up, you just simply click the enter button right here, and it'll give you a confirmation notice. Success, you've submitted your lineup. All right. Now that you've got your lineup submitted, we're going to go back to the home screen. And if you want to make sure that you're in, if you'll come up to where it says upcoming, if you'll click on upcoming, it will show you that you have games coming up. So I've got the Cowboys game. I've got the main NFL games coming up, and then I've got this Major League Baseball game. So I'm going to go ahead and click this edit button right here because I just found out that one of the guys that I have on my team is not playing. I found out that Peralta is scratched from the pitching, and I still have a few hours left before the lineup locks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit this X button, Tim, and that X button is going to allow me to remove him and then go and add another pitcher. So once you do that, then you click on save and you're good to go. Success. All right. Now that you have your lineups, once these games start, this live button is going to light up green. When that lights up green, you can click on that, and it's going to show you the contests that are happening right now. And you can click on that contest. You can pull up the leaderboard. You can see where you're at. And then once the games are over, you can come click on history. And when you click on history, it's going to show you all the games that you've been in, and it's going to show you in green if you won money. So you can see here Natalie won $8.20, $3, $7.20, $5, $4.20. If there's zero, that means that lineup didn't produce for us. Here's $5 here, $2 here, $5 here. And again, you'll also get an email in the mornings. Congratulations, you've won money from SuperDraft. So, Tim, we could keep going, but let's save some of this awesome information for tomorrow. How's that?
I think we should. And as you come back to me, we are just getting up against the clock. But before we go, I think we do want to point out that there is another element to this that is a business opportunity. And rather than, tiptoe around it, I think we just got to throw it out there because it's something that, I've took my time and I've vetted. And that's why I asked you to do this with me, because I think that this is something that is going to be something that is not only fun, but I think has got the opportunity to be something that what I want to do with this program is I want to build a team. And I want to offer then content, expert analysis through this show going forward to tell people, hey, Pete Alonso was in a slump, but he owns this pitcher. He's this, and whatever against him. And we'll give you that information on a daily basis. And so when you join, I want them to join and be part of our community, my team. So how do I go about that? And if they want to be a coach, how does that happen?
Oh, yeah, that's awesome, Tim. And yeah, absolutely. Listen, one of the things about daily fantasy sports is, there's the love of the game, but there's also, man, I'd like to win some money. I mean, I got a lot of buddies that they look for winnings to help, with some expenses, So what I've told those guys is, how would you like to be in the money even when you don't win? And like, what do you mean? I said, with SuperDraft Pro, you can actually earn money even when you don't win, because there is a business opportunity attached to SuperDraft Pro. This is one of the things that is so interesting. Listen, Tim, we all know that over the last couple of years, we've faced a lot of challenges, all right? And we've also kind of gotten in the habit of working from home. And there's a lot of people that do not want to go back and do a job that they hate. So with SuperDraft Pro, there are going to be people that are going to make this their full-time business. We have a coaches program with SuperDraft Pro that's $40 a year. And you can actually have your own daily fantasy partnership, so to speak, with SuperDraft, where they call it SuperDraft Pro because that means promoter. We are actually out promoting SuperDraft. We're inviting people to come play. We're showing them how these subscriptions work. And if you want to become a coach with SuperDraft, you can actually be on Tim's team. And like he said, we're going to give you tips and pointers, and we're going to build a network of players. We call it our street team, where you can actually create some income for yourself and your family simply by making this your business. And again, the thing that I really like about this is that we're not trying to get people to come in here and buy overpriced products. We're not trying to sell weight loss or skincare or energy drinks or vitamins or listen, pretty much everybody knows about home-based business, has been in some sort of a home-based business.
Sure.
I've been in a few over the course of my 30 years because I've always heard if you've got more than one bill coming in, you should have more than one paycheck. So I've always had a side hustle. But for me, selling products that are overpriced, there's a lot of great companies out there. But for me, I love sports and I love daily fantasy. And if selling a subscription is how I can create some residual income by earning a little piece of the pie whenever people come and play daily fantasy sports, this is right up my alley. And at a $40 a year coach's fee for me to become a coach here, this is a no-brainer. Maybe we'll take another day to talk about the tax advantages, where now you can start to write off some of the cost of going to football games and baseball games and golf. When now that's a part of your business, there is some tax deductions that are worth way more than $40. And so these checks that I showed Tim the other day, just from the winnings, this is from playing daily fantasy sports. This is from the product that we actually earn residual commissions on. This is just from playing the games. But there's also a way that you can earn override commissions by building a street team of other players and coaches that want to be in SuperDraft. So yes, there's an amazing opportunity here. There's nothing fishy about it. And again, $40 a year to be a coach. And now you get to be a promoter with SuperDraft. And guys, you can be in the money even when you don't win. So I can tell you this. I've showed you these checks, $300, $125, $95, $240. Tim, this doesn't even hold a candle to the passive residual income potential that's here. Doesn't even hold a candle to it. So if you are tired of trying to win a pot, to justify your love of the game and your love of daily fantasy sports, then you owe it to yourself to find out more about this coaches program. And Tim, I believe you've got a referral link that you can share with anybody that's in your audience out here, where they can learn more about this affiliate program. And then we'll also cover more of the details as we move forward these next few days.
100%. We will be sending that out with the video. If you're watching this right now on the live stream, you're watching it on my Facebook or my Twitter, just message me and I will send you that link. I want you on as part of this team. Kevin's going to stay with us for the next couple of days as we kind of get our feet wet and we go through this. But as we grow, we are going to be having experts who are going to come on here every day. And we're going to talk about what we predicted yesterday, what happened last night, what's coming up tonight. We want to put you in the winner's seat, no cost. This is the way we are going to promote my team, my community, build a community of winners. We're going to grow Super Draft. If you want to grow with us, this is why Kevin and I are doing this right now. We want you on the team. We believe in this. This isn't going away. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And the beautiful thing about this is Super Draft is just getting started. If you act now, you are on the ground floor. The way Kevin said it to me,
Tim, we're going to draft him in the first round.
That's how I was just going to say it.
Listen, we don't want to wait until the second round or the third round, or heaven forbid, 2 years from now, when Super Draft is global and now we're on the 25th round. Listen, guys, you want to be drafted the first round. And one more thing too, before we go, Tim, I want to point this out. You do not have to be a coach with Super Draft. We have these subscriptions that you don't have to be a coach to get a subscription. Subscriptions are available to all 50 states, anybody, as long as you're 18 or older. I got to throw that disclaimer out there because there is money, that you can win. But you do not have to be a coach. And guys, we have the free and fun pass. If you want to play it for free for a few days to see if it's even worth getting a subscription, we do have that free and fun pass. And Tim can get you a link to get the free and fun pass where you can come play with us in the Cowboys Buccaneers game tomorrow night. Get that link from Tim, get that free and fun pass, and at least experience it with us. And then once you see how easy this is and how much fun it is, and you choose to upgrade, you can upgrade at any time. And again, we've got the $19.95, the $50, and the $100. The bigger package you get, the more entries and the more money you can win. But you don't have to do any of that. You can still play for free. You don't have to be a coach. But if you want to make money even when you don't win, you're going to want to find out about that coaches program.
That's why he is the #1 recruiting coach at Super Draft, the one and only Kevin Weldon. As Kevin said, I will put those links along when I post this later today. If you don't see it, you can find me. You know where I am on social media. You just send me a message and I'll make sure that you get that. That's where we're going to leave the conversation for today. But guess what? Coming up tomorrow, Kevin's going to show us how we go about putting in our lineup for the Cowboys and the Buccaneers as the NFL returns. We head into the first weekend of the NFL regular season. Kevin, thank you so much for your time and your insight.
Absolutely.
We look very much forward to having you with us again tomorrow. And we also tell you, look ahead. It's somebody's birthday, a little birdie told me, next Monday. And there may be a little special something coming Monday night. So stay tuned for that as we all learn how to navigate Super Draft. The intent of this show, Let's Play Super Draft, is to give you tips on who's hot, who is not, and how to provide you with the analytics that will give you the winning edge as you are part of our community. So for Kevin Weldon, I am Tim McNiff. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you right here again tomorrow on Let's Play Super Draft.
Awesome. See you guys tomorrow.